extras and bonuses are one of those key things that you have to have in a game. It encourages replayability and makes sure the player will not just finish the story and leave. If the player feels positive about the game, they'll do everything they can to go back and have something to challenge themselves with. Whether it could be trying to do an achievement or exploring to find a hidden item. Bonuses always make the player come right back to the game, and you can bet Generations Unleashed do this too. To start off with Generations, it has a total of 6 different extras: cutscenes, art, music, character bios, skills, and the very secret trophies. Now I'll be removing 3 of these: cutscenes, character bios, and trophies. Now why? Because they don't match the criteria. The sole purpose of the extras and bonuses are to encourage the player to go back to previous levels to unlock an extra after they've beaten the game. Character bios are earned as you progress through the story. Cutscenes are earned by progressing through the story. And trophies are earned not from beating a level, but from putting a bunch of numbers in this keypad. So we are left with music, art, and skills. All of these are obtained by either completing a mission stage or getting a red star ring. There's 10 mission stages and 10 red star rings per level. This game will make sure you don't stop playing. To break it down, art is what the name is, it's art. But not any art, it's concept art. 130 pieces to be exact. This art shows never before seen concept art for a variety of different games of the franchise, including games like Sonic Adventure 2 and Heroes. Although it doesn't affect gameplay, it's still pretty cool to look at. Music is, again, what the name is. It holds 50 pieces of music from the franchise, all the way from Sonic 1 to Sonic the Black Knight. It even includes more obscure games and games Sega isn't even proud of, like 06 and 3D Blast. The last one is skills. I don't really find myself using them because the majority of the skills are mainly focused on gameplay, which can be good, but you don't really get them too often, and most of the skills you earn from red rings and missions kinda suck. Now we move on to Unleashed. Unleashed has 8 different extras: cutscenes, concept art, people met, enemies met, soundtrack, souvenirs, and food for some reason, I don't know why. I'll get rid of people met and enemies met because they are obtained as you progress through the story, and souvenirs and food because they are gained by buying from shops around the world and they don't really encourage replayability. Now we are left with cutscenes, concept art, and the soundtrack. To earn these, you must replay different levels and find hidden VHSs, CDs, or books. A VHS gives you a cutscene, CD gives you a soundtrack, and the books gives you art. I think that's a really nice touch, and it actually lets the players know what they're going to be getting instead of a random chance. There's a total of 59 cutscenes to watch, all in chronological order. Not to mention, the cutscenes have great voice acting, no delayed reactions, and great visuals. And don't even get me started on the CGI rendered ones. Those are stunning. There's 71 pieces of concept art. While it's not as much as Generations, it still holds a wide variety of different aspects of the game, like levels and characters, that really make you appreciate all the effort they put in this game. And for the soundtrack, this is where the difference from Generations and Unleashed really shows. In Generations, there's like only 1 or 2 songs per game on average, but let's say you wanted more of that game's soundtrack. And let's say that game just so happens to be Sonic Unleashed. Well, good news for you. Sonic Unleashed not only unlocks better and more songs than Generations, but it also unlocks the entire soundtrack. So I can play any song I want, whenever I want. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, why Sonic Unleashed earns another point. Now this one is definitely going to include spoilers, so I'll try my best to get this one done as quick as possible, so people watching the video that don't want spoilers won't feel left out. So skip to the timestamp on screen if you don't like spoilers. Okay, I'll talk now. Unleashed takes a spot. Generations bosses are quite boring, and it's more of actually waiting until a certain attack pops up so you can attack the boss. Unleashed, on the other hand, is a lot more better because instead of waiting, the way to usually attack a boss is by exploiting a certain part of the environment to give you advantage. For example, to fight the Dark Gaia Phoenix, you must throw these water capsules at it to weaken it, which also gives a lot more character to the boss and makes each one unique. For the final boss, Generations is kind of easy, confusing, and annoying all at the same time, while Unleashed is fun, threatening, and sets the stakes. Okay, done. So Unleashed takes a point if you don't know already. I would say Unleashed would have beaten Generations on this if it wasn't for the side acts. Okay, so Unleashed main levels are great, I have nothing against them. I mean, sure, it does have some meh or bad parts, but it's overall good. But once we get to the side acts, these are horrible. The side acts are the levels that are not required for a completion, which highly explains why it feels like there's been no one who tested these and thought it was a good idea. I mean, seriously, most of the side acts are actually really hard, and it feels like there has been no playtesting into it, and it's just a really difficult rush to mess. You'll find yourself dying a lot. Most of the time, the level design for the side acts is relied on your memorization and luck rather than your actual skill. Generations, on the other hand, is great. None of them feel too out of hand, and it feels like they were all playtested equally and made sure to make the missions or levels challenging, but still relied on skill, except for you, Vector Stage. But other than that small stage, that's it. All the levels have so many alternative paths, giving the player a wide variety of choices, making the fastest path the most skill relied and the slowest being the most basic. I'll go ahead and give Generations its deserved point. And that's it, Sonic Generations vs Sonic Unleashed. And surprisingly, Unleashed won by a landslide, 2-8. That's a pretty good score. I'm kinda glad it didn't end up being a tie, so all those 30 minutes you watched wasn't for nothing. Anyways, this video took months to make, so just a like would be cool. Also, I did a poll, and apparently around 70% of fans preferred Unleashed over Generations, which I think that means that my graph got us to the correct answer. If you don't agree with what I said, comment down below. I'll be trying to my best to prove you wrong. This video has been getting way too long, over 30 minutes already. Okay, now for real, I'm gonna end the video here. Like, subscribe, and go check out my recent iMovie video. It's pretty cool. I said if we get 7 likes on the video, I'll make Live and Learn next. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.